Hi there and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann and today we're coloring with Kuretake markers. Kuretake clean color markers are dye-based markers that are perfect for coloring in stamped images like the sweet little owl and the butterflies. It's a really easy technique to do, so let's take a look. The stamps that I'm working with today are from Dreamees, and this is the Spring Sweeties collection. So you can see I have the cute little owl in a couple of different sizes. I've got the thank you and some other really sweet images on here too. So to do my stamping, I'm going to use my Misty, and this is going to help me get lots of images stamped in one go. I want to have an ink pad that's not going to smear when I add my marker on here, so I'm using the VersaFine. This is an Onyx Black, and this is going to work perfectly. So what I need to do is just open up my Misty. You'll notice that I've got two magnets here. That's what's going to hold my cardstock in place. And I'm just working on a smooth white matte cardstock. And I can make sure that this is aligned more or less with the grid lines on here. Now to add my stamps, all I'm going to do is just peel them off the liner and then simply position them down right onto my cardstock. Just gently positioning these. I've got the little owl. I've also got the thank you, which is going to go down about here. And I have my butterflies. Let's see, we'll put the small one here and then get our larger one up here. I'm going to leave off the branch for right now because I want to make sure that I've got all of my elements where I want them to go. And then what I need to do is just close this up, gently press, and when I do, the stamps are going to cling to the other side here, and I like to just give them another little press to make sure that they're on, and then take my ink pad and just ink these up like so. And then I'll simply close my Misty cover and gently press. And this way I'm able to get lots of different images all in one go, and you can see that I've got it on here perfectly. So then what I'll do is just give these a quick clean with a baby wipe. Now, as you'll notice, there is a branch that goes along the bottom of my owl. He's sitting on a little branch, so I want to make sure to add that as well. Now, the branch image that I have is long, pretty long. It's longer than the area that I want to have on here. So what I'm going to do is just gently slide over my piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to take this and kind of position it where I want it to go. I want to make sure that it's not hanging over the edge of this because that can make it a bit bumpy. So I'm just going to position this down here, the skinny little one, and place it like so. Okay, we're going to have it staying there now. And then all I need to do once again, just close this up and it will lift up that branch. And then once again, come back with my ink pad, ink this up, and then I can close my Misty cover, and I've got my little owl perched onto his branch. And now all I need to do is color. The markers that I'm working with are the Zig Clean Color Real Brush Markers. Now these are a watercolor marker with a nylon bristle tip. They come in really beautiful, vibrant colors. And it's really easy to get a great looking card or a great looking colored image with just a few colors, as you can see here. So I'm going to be working with the cool gray. I'm also using the light blue, and I'm using the orange. Now before I get into coloring, I want to show you the tip and some different strokes you can get with these. So I'll just be using my orange here, and I'm just using a piece of plain matte cardstock. So you can see this nylon bristle tip, it comes to a really fine point, which means that if you want a very fine line, you just need to hold the pen straight up onto the cardstock, and then you can get a really nice fine line. Now, because it does have this really cool tip, it means that you can also get a thicker line if you're coming at an angle. It also means that you can get a gradiated line if you want to as well. So you can start out narrower and then graduate to a broader stroke. You can also do, of course, some dot work, or you can do some kind of feathering work as well with this tip. It really just depends on how you are holding your pen. So now what I'm going to do is just grab my stamped image and I can start coloring in. And this is just going to be really simple coloring. So for this top butterfly here, I'm just going to color him in with the orange. And you can see that beautiful, bright, vibrant color on here. I've got the orange in my hand, so I'll go ahead and do his beak as well. Some really fine areas in there too, so I'm able to get that quite nicely. And then let me come in with that beautiful blue, and I'll do my other butterfly. And then I'm also going to do our bird's eyes. So again, quite a detailed area in here, and I'm able to get that with that fine tip. I'm also going to do his little tummy here. And I'll go in with one layer of the ink, and that's going to give me a nice soft look. And then I'm going to come back and do a little bit more just around the top and the side here. So you can see I'm able to get some nice layers of color. Now for the bird's body, I'm going to use this beautiful cool gray. Now when I put the first layer of color down, I think it's going to be really tricky to see that. It is a very pale, soft gray, but I'm actually going to do several layers of this, and that's going to give me a bit more variation and color on here. It's important when you're doing your coloring that you're using a nice sturdy weight of paper or cardstock. I'm using a smooth matte cardstock, and this is about a 250 GSM. So it's a pretty sturdy cardstock. It's not like using printer paper or lightweight card. So you do want to have something that's a bit more stable. Watercolor cardstock will also do the trick, although if it's a textured watercolor cardstock, of course it's going to be a bit trickier to get really clear stamped lines on it. So maybe a smoother texture of cardstock. So you can see I'm coming along here with my third go round on our cute little owl, and that color is starting to get darker as I come along here. And then there he is. He's all done. The butterflies are done. Now you can go back and add more shading if you wanted to. I like to keep it quite easy and simple. It's a bright and bold color combination. So let me bring back in my original card and we can take a look at how this is put together. So I've just trimmed this down, mounted it up onto some black cardstock, and then just used some coordinating plain cardstock here. I've got black and white baker's twine going across. The ends are secured underneath, and then when I open up the card, you can see I've got this wrapped around the front. Now you could cover the inside of your card if you don't want that showing, but I find that that works much more easily than to trim off the ends here at the side, because that ribbon or the twine can fray really easily. Then I've just added some rhinestones here as an accent, so I have a bright and cheerful and very simply colored card. So this is how you can do some easy coloring with Kuretake markers. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you so much for joining me on Studio SN. If you like this video, I invite you to subscribe to Studio SN on YouTube, and I'll keep you updated with new videos. For more ideas and inspiration, please stop by my website at saranaumann.com. Again, thank you for joining me on Studio SN, and I'll see you again next time.